We're relocating our family to Prince Edward Island, Canada. Today we're going to talk about the art of waiting and virtual tours, and eventually we'll tell you about a deadline that we've set for ourselves. Welcome, we are Matt and Betsy, and we're on the move, trying to get ourselves from Ontario to PEI. So, we're in a waiting period right now.
Very much so.
We're trying to do everything we can, but
Yeah.
What's been up so far?
So what's going on around here? Well, I haven't slept well the last couple of nights, which, considering I've worked for the last several years with babies, isn't that unusual. But it's not babies that's keeping me up, it's dogs.
We have two dogs.
Two dogs. One old senior coonhound who apparently still has a great nose because it's rabbit season. Rabbit season here in the city just means a lot of rabbits hanging out. We have quite a large backyard, and the dogs have been here as long as we have, and the rabbits still don't get it. They move in every spring.
In fact, one year they put a nest right where one of our dogs likes to just lay around.
Yeah, and I don't know. Anyway, so I'm assuming that in the middle of the night there is a rabbit that is coming up very close to our door because it's setting off the coonhound who desperately wants to get outside. Ironically enough, she's not the one that actually catches the rabbits. We have a small, feisty little, I don't know, he's a mutt. But he likes to get them. So together, they're waking me up. So twice last night, I had to go down and calm them down because something was outside the door. I don't know, it could be a skunk too. I'm not about to open the door to find out because we've been through the whole skunk thing before too.
Yeah, like tuft of skunk fur in the mouth.
In the mouth. That was, yeah. And when you've sold your house, the last thing you want is to allow a dog to come running into the house who's been sprayed freshly by a skunk. So,
yeah, there's not a lot that we really can do inside, so we're kind of focused on the outside right now. We did get, there was this pile, we just kept piling brush and things. Oh, one thing that I'm hoping that we don't have when we move is a walnut tree.
Oh.
I like walnuts, but I do not like black walnut trees.
No.
I don't know, actually, that's something I'll have to figure out whether there are black
Out
walnuts.
east or not, I don't know.
On Prince
They
Edward
kill
Island.
everything around them.
Yeah, so our maple trees have been dying slowly over years. We tried to plant raspberry bushes. Those have barely made it.
No.
I got 3 off of them last year.
Yeah, 3 raspberries. Not 3 bushes, 3 raspberries.
Not that we're great gardeners or anything.
No, but still. And so it killed one of our trees not far from it, so we had to take that down.
Yeah, and we just, a lot of the brush we
out
threw in a corner, and so now, for the sake of the new owners, we've been cleaning out. Actually, it was our youngest daughter who did most of the cleaning for us for that. Now it looks good.
Yeah, I might have totally bribed her. I believe one afternoon I said, $15 if you clean out that corner. And her eyes lit up and she went to town.
Yeah, she did a good job.
She did a good job. Hey, everyone deserves to get paid for their work.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So, highs and lows for us right now.
Well, highs is weather's been decent. Kids are plugging away at school, here at home, online. I can't say anyone's particularly loving it, but they're doing it without too much complaint, so that's great. Sort of I don't know that it's such a low, but for me, it's hard to not get really focused on the house. So the whole buying a house thing is a bit tricky in the sense that I want to buy a house I really like, and I want it to be a property that we enjoy. I don't want to be too picky and specific, but I'm also trying to allow myself to have a bit of a dream and not be afraid to hang on to some of those ideals. So I did write out a list, which I'm not particularly comfortable to share with the world. That's
a long
just
list.
me.
Long list.
Oops. Oh, dear. Sorry. My apologies. Maybe 15 items. And most of them are pretty common. Okay, I can share a few. 3 bedrooms. I don't think that's unreasonable for a 4-person family. 2 bathrooms, or even just 1.5 because 3 of us are girls. So
Yeah, we did. Mm-hmm. Well, we'll talk about that later. We did a virtual tour.
Yeah, and I think in that virtual tour,
and it had one bathroom in the wrong place. And that was pretty much the deal breaker.
So that kind of clarified for me that I definitely want at least 1.5 bathrooms to use. And and then the other bits and pieces are kind of, they don't have to happen, but I'm trying to allow myself to be selective, because we don't have to buy right away. We can find other ways to make it work. But then convincing my anxiety and worry levels to be okay with not having that all sorted out. It's this really weird, delicate balance between dreaming and waiting for what you want, but not panicking to buy because you don't have anything. And it's definitely a learning curve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the low is the waiting, which I think is what I talked about last time as well. But so to compensate for that, I love to cook, I love to bake. So while we're waiting, we're baking at the same time. You've been making bread.
Yep, homemade bread. Whole wheat, honey, oat.
Yeah, it's good. Good. Yeah, a little dense, but good.
The girls are eating it, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And cookies, and I have a cheesecake in the works.
Yeah, what else? There was something else we did. Oh, scones, but they totally flopped.
She usually
Anyone
does.
who knows me,
they're good. Oh. She just didn't like the look of them.
They literally flopped. I think I got distracted.
She is very good at scones.
Put baking powder or
what
something.
What she thinks is a bad scone is still a good scone.
Stone. It was a stone. That's what it was. It was a stone.
It's a scone.
A blueberry lemon stone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what's next?
Well, that's the funny thing, because no matter how hard you think about it, you cannot mentally produce a house onto the real estate market. And trust me, I've tried. It doesn't matter if you check your computer once a day or 50 times a day. It does not produce a house.
You were saying we were on a Zoom call with your family the other day, and it was for your brother's birthday.
Right.
And we were talking to a friend of his who lives in Prince Edward Island, and he drives to work, and he said, "Oh, have you looked at?" And there's a place he drives by every day that's been on the market for quite a while. So
I had a look, but it's a little out of our price range.
But you were saying at the time, you're pretty sure you knew everything on the map because you look at it so often.
If it's within our price range, I could probably start selling houses on PEI if everything was based on what's on realtor.ca, because I'm pretty sure I have it memorized.
Yeah, that one is not for us.
No, he was, and I think he was being a little bit funny too. It is a very large property with its own lake on the property. I mean, beautiful potential if you're looking to run a guest house. Mm-hmm. But we're not at that stage of life. No. I'm not looking to run a guest house. Maybe someday. No. Where I'll serve my blueberry and lemon stones.
Scones. You can't mess up on this thing.
I'm not. I'm relaxing.
So what's next is still the same, right?
Yeah, it hasn't changed.
Yeah, but we have set a deadline for ourselves.
We have. Yeah. So
because
a deadline to make decisions.
Yes, because there are two ways really to go about this. The one way is to buy a house now and go straight here to there. I mean, with whatever transitions need to happen in between that. That's the simplest, most straightforward. When we're done here, we go there.
Yeah. Part of my brain says that would be ideal.
Yeah.
But that's the whole part about being willing to wait and allow things to unfold as opposed to force them. Because sometimes the ideal actually happens in a way that you never imagined.
True.
Yeah.
But then the other way to do it would be to not have a place. So then we have to put a lot of things into place. Yeah. We have to plan a lot of things.
Well, storing our stuff.
Yeah, how we're traveling, where we're putting our stuff, where we're staying in between.
Finding people who wouldn't mind housing us with these 2 dogs I've talked about and my vicious killer, rabbit killer.
Well, yeah.
He's not actually.
He's small. He's like this.
Smaller than that.
You were gonna
I was gonna show him, but he's out hunting.
Right now.
No, he's out in the backyard.
Well, he was antsy to get outside. He likes to be out. So we've set a date of May 24th, which for us is the Victoria weekend. Day or May 24 weekend. If we have not found a place that we want by then we're going to start acting on some of these ideas.
Yeah, and looking at actually researching and pricing out some storage units for putting our stuff, and really trying to decide on what size of storage unit that actually I keep thinking about, because We have a lot of stuff in our house that we've accumulated when other people were getting rid of things. So they've been useful and they have worked. I'm not sure that some of them are worth moving across the country.
This is like one of her favorite things to do.
I like purging and downsizing. But I also want to be practical because we are still going to have to live. And we are changing our lifestyle a bit. In this move, we are reducing from a family of 6, with many of those being babies. And for anyone who has babies or young children, there is a lot of equipment in North America that comes with having small children. And so just letting go of some of those items for me was a bit of a transition, because in letting them go, I was saying goodbye to a bit of an era of my life. And so then sorting out, also our girls are sort of just on the verge of childhood to teenage years. So there's still those occasional days that they actually go looking for their toys. But mostly they've moved beyond some of those, but I don't want to prematurely take away
I'm trying not
their
to
childhood
grow kids too quickly.
fast. We're trying so hard to let them be children.
Yeah. So we'll see about figuring that out when we get there. May 24th, which will probably, actually that'll happen before our next episode of this sort will air. So we'll have lots.
So any of you who are local to me right now, keep your eye on maybe my Facebook pages or stuff. I might be offering some things for needing a new home.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So we did, in the process of hoping before May 24th to get a place, we have done one virtual showing with our realtor.
That was an adventure.
Yeah, it was exciting. 8 a.m. in the morning for us, which is 9 a.m.
for her.
For them, which is nice. It was before I had to go to work that day.
Which I do want to say, I haven't at this point mentioned her, but Tanya is our agent on the island. This is terrible. I didn't look up her last name. I can see it in my head, but I don't know how to say it properly, so I'm not going to say it. But we will include it.
We'll put it down below.
I don't want to say it incorrectly. But she has been wonderful. Her real estate confidence and knowledge is wonderful, and she's a lifelong islander. And so having someone who just really understands the area, the people, some of the history there, some of the events that happen in those areas, and just a bit of the feel of the different sort of neighborhoods and communities has been really wonderful to have, because she just knows things that we just can't know.
Yeah, already in that little bit we had one place we thought we wanted to see. We got her to look into it, and she was instantly said no, and she had some very good reasons that were local reasons for that.
Yeah.
And then the one we did look at, she said, "Oh, my parents live 10 minutes away from here, so I know all about it, and I know the people who are selling the house."
Yeah.
It was
so she just, it's wonderful to have someone who knows. Builds our confidence level in doing this long distance, because we've talked about that before. That's a bit nerve-wracking for us.
And she knows what to talk about. Like where she's walking across the living room and she says to us, "Oh, this floor dips. If I had a marble, I'd show you," because we can't see it on the camera there. Right. But she's like, "No, there's a dip here. I don't know. You might want to be cautious with that."
She didn't tell us not to buy it, but just advising we'd want to have an inspector look into that. So admitting what her expertise is and what isn't. She's also willing to tell us when we would maybe need to pull another expert in. So just having someone who's willing to be that honest also builds confidence in me that we're working with the right person to help us find that right home. So it's not just a sale to her. She also wants us to feel comfortable and welcome and like we've made a good decision. So that's great.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
She was even like because kitchens are important to the baking, cooking. So she's like opening all the drawers and the cupboards for me to see what's in there.
I had wanted to ask, but I didn't know if that was like appropriate. Can you please open all the cupboards?
And she noticed that the paint was chipped in one spot, so she's got the camera like right up to it so we can see, because you can't see it from far away.
And please know, a piece of paint chip is
no.
What? A piece of chipped paint.
Chain pip.
Is not a problem for us, but just that she's willing to at least show us that it may need some tender loving care is great.
Yeah, she's going around with a detailed eye for us. Yeah, there was a place it was missing a piece of baseboard. That doesn't matter to us, but at least she's noting it.
to know about it is good. Yeah, we don't want to walk in and have not seen all that and realize there was more. Especially when we're working with a budget that they're sort of our budget of what we'd be happy to spend if we could move in ready. But then we also have a budget that we're like, okay, we're willing to add an additional bathroom and maybe a back sunroom or bedroom, do some quite significant renovations if need be. If we think the location is great and it will match what we need, we're willing to do that. But then those are two sort of different price points that we're looking at for that to happen.
Yeah, we're thankful to friends in the history. We've helped friends renovate and move, and they've helped us do the same. So we're not afraid of getting in there and doing stuff.
We're not interested in like missing roofs and broken foundations.
No, well, yeah. I mean, if the price is right, we need a professional to do that. We're not doing that ourselves.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So location is really important in terms of if it meets kind of what we're looking for on the property, then the house doesn't have to be in perfect order. Sorry, we had to pause there for a moment.
Dogs
Making a little noise in the backyard. So this is our big rabbit hunter right here, our vicious pooch.
He's got two adults.
2 adult rabbits. We won't tell about the others. No. People don't want to know about that.
Yeah. 2 adults that he caught. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I won't get to that. There was just a funny story when our daughter was cleaning up the sticks the other day.
Oh, he likes small rodents too.
So
yeah, we have some little like vole or mole
kind of things. Anyway, she thought he was bringing her a stick to play with, and it's not what it was. So we heard a lot of squealing in the backyard, and Mommy had to go save the day. Mm-hmm. On the whole, no, I'm somewhat joking about. He is actually a very sweet little pooch. Yeah. Fun-loving, loves our kids, loves to play. So, yeah, great addition to our family.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we'll leave it there for now, and
sounds good.
By the next time that we see you, we'll hopefully have some bigger news for you. We're hoping for a house, or at least we'll have a plan of what's going on next.
It's happening. So. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.